Welcome to the Indiana Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you very much for joining us today. Before we get started with our presentations, just a few quick housekeeping items to go over. The first is that attendees are welcome and encouraged to ask questions to any of the panelists at any time utilizing the Q&A feature. You can pose your question to a specific panelist, or you can ask a general question to any and all of the panelists. Also, just a reminder, your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And there are two other blocks of sessions today, so if you haven't signed up for those yet, please do feel free to do so. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first panelist, which is Bellermine University.
Hi, everybody. Happy to have you all here today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with our PowerPoint. Alrighty, so welcome everybody. My name is Logan Vians. I'm an undergraduate admission counselor here at Bellermine University, located in the heart of Louisville, Kentucky, in the Highlands neighborhood. I'm the specific admission counselor for students in the Indiana area, so I am happy to answer any questions you all may have. So here are a few statistics that we have about our student body. And so one of these statistics I always like to talk about is that a third of our student body are first generation students, meaning they are the first in their family to go to college and earn a four-year degree. In addition to that, we have 22% of our students are in learning communities here. So we have 5, about to be 6 learning communities, ranging from a bunch of different interests and major related opportunities, such as social justice. We have a learning community specific for STEM majors. We also have one that's very new for off-duty military members as well. And so in addition to all of that stuff, we do have an average class size of 20 students with an 11:1 student to faculty ratio. So students are getting a really personalized, really individualized education here at Bellarmine University. So in addition to all that stuff, students are really able to make a lot of meaningful connections. And so that is really helped by fostering those small class sizes and all of that stuff. And so with the professors, they are you are the professor's priority. And so the teaching is really important to them. And so your professors will know your name the first day of classes as soon as you walk in. And so in addition to that, the staff members here at Bellarmine are really helping students be a holistic individual. And so we have a lot of resources on campus that help students both with academics, but also with their personal life. So we have our Career Development Center, we have campus ministry, we also have other opportunities such as our Office of Identity and Inclusion and a free counseling center as well for students to seek help and seek out advice as a holistic individual. And so one thing that I, as a Bellarmine graduate, really loved about us is that the small class sizes really helps foster these connections that we have. So in addition to these meaningful connections, you also have a lot of transformative experiences, ranging from our famous trampoline dunk club to study abroad. And so there's something for everybody. As you saw on this slide with the statistics, we have 70+ student organizations on campus for students to get involved in. And so we have Greek life, we have major specific organizations, we have religious organizations, various identity exploration organizations as well. So there's something for everybody. And so, like I said earlier, we have a lot of study abroad opportunities as well. So we have over 160 programs in over 60 countries on 6 continents for students to go study abroad. So you can do everything from 1 week in Belize in the Bahamas to study marine biology, or you can go to Italy for 2 weeks over winter break and study photography. You can also have the traditional study abroad program where students go for an entire semester abroad. And with that, we have a tuition exchange program where students can go to another university and pay Bellarmine tuition, which is really awesome. We also have study abroad experiences outside of the classroom. So you could work for a nonprofit abroad for class credit. You can also do internships abroad. which is actually what I did for my study abroad experience. So I went to Dublin, Ireland for 2 months over the summer and had a really great marketing internship. And so that really helped me buff up my resume a lot. And so that brings me into one of our Bellermine guarantees, which is a guarantee to have an internship. And so we guarantee that for every single student, regardless of their major. And so a lot of our majors actually have an internship embedded into the curriculum. So students get a lot of experience before you graduate, which brings me into our successful outcomes. So with these internships and all these experiential learning components that we have here at Bellermine, they all lead to successful outcomes. And so with this past graduating class of 2020, within 6 months of graduation, 98% of students have been placed with a graduate program to continue education or have been hired. And so in addition to that, 92% of students found success of something related to their degree. So it goes to show that you're not just getting a degree and never using it for the rest of your life. You're getting a degree, you're using it, you're getting what you pay for. And so we have a return on investment. And so we have a lot of opportunities for students as well. So Knights Nation is our largest club on campus. It's essentially our student section. So if you didn't know, Bellarmine is Division I now, and we are competing in the Atlantic Sun Conference, which consists of a lot of Southern states. And so we're really doing well in our first season in Division I in the ASUN Conference. For men's basketball, we were number 2 in the conference. And right now we're number 1 in our conference for men's soccer as well. So we're competing really well in our first year in Division I. And so we also have a lot of club and intramural opportunities for students. One of our traditions on campus is mud volleyball. So all the freshmen get on campus and get together with some of their suite mates or roommates, all of that, and play mud volleyball, which essentially is volleyball in the mud, and it's really fun. We also have Battleship, which is another intramural sport where essentially you're in a pool. It's like the board game Battleship. You're in a pool on a canoe or a kayak. I don't know the difference between the two. And you have a bucket and you try to sink the other person, but it's really fun. But we also have the application process. Our application opens October 1st. And so the stuff that you need is on the board and everything. We also have a few important dates and deadlines. The most important thing on here is October 1st is when the FAFSA opens. And so all of this information will be sent to you a bunch throughout the presentation and the admissions cycle. So one thing I always like to talk about is that 100% of students who are accepted to Bellarmine receive scholarship. We guarantee that for every single student. We have the highest average mid-career salary for all Kentucky universities. We also have a really high average comprehensive package, which is about $38,000. And so when you take our overall price of about $54,000 and subtract our overall cost, it's about $16,000 for each student on average. And so a lot of affordability options as well. And so we want to work with students and families individually to make sure that everyone can afford Bellarmine. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much, Bellarmine. Moving on to our next university, we have Belmont.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lily Scott, and I am so excited to share with you all about Belmont University here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I am the admissions counselor for Indiana. So I'm here to help you with all things Belmont. I am a Belmont grad also, so love Belmont, and I'm excited to share the top 6 things to know with you all. Want to first introduce you a little bit to our campus and also just give you some general information about Belmont. Here is a picture of our campus. As you can see, it is pretty compact. So I'm here in my office here in this front building, and so it is beautiful. So you can see we have no major roads running through campus. So it takes only 10 to 15 minutes to walk across. So right now, everything is blooming, it's green, it's so pretty. So we have lots of students who are out on these main lawns who are playing music and flying kites. I saw kites yesterday. So lots of fun things happening here on campus. We're less than 2 miles away from downtown Nashville. So we're in a super great, convenient area. We are a medium-sized Christian institution here in Nashville. So what's great about being a medium-sized school is that we have all of the resources of being a bigger university, but still our average class size is only 19 students. So here at Belmont, you really get to know your professors and build relationships with them. I remember by the end of my second week of class, my professors knew my name, they knew what I was majoring in, they knew what I was interested in. And so that was an awesome opportunity that you get to have those small class sizes. We have a 14:1 student to faculty ratio. We have about 8,200 total students, so about 6,630 undergraduate students. We have students coming from every state in over 28 countries, and over 67% of our students come from outside the state of Tennessee. Now I want to share the top 6 things to know about Belmont. And the first thing is I want to tell you about Nashville. So Nashville is such a fabulous and growing city. It's been ranked as one of the friendliest cities, one of the fastest growing cities, and is one of the best big cities for jobs. So we're less than 2 miles away. We like to say that downtown is the playground for our students. So there's so many great opportunities for our students to have the benefit of being here in this city. So Nashville's Music City. We're right here by Music Row. We're also the healthcare capital of the US. So 3/4 of the nation's hospitals are serviced in some way by a company out of Nashville. We're so excited to be opening a med school in the next few years. And we are also a fashion capital. So our students have lots of great opportunities for internships, and a lot of programs you can start doing internships this summer after your freshman year. Next top thing to know is that we are a liberal arts institution. So we want our students to be well-rounded and have lots of different experiences in different fields. We have over 100 different programs that are spread out over 9 academic colleges. So lots of great programs. We continue to add new majors each year. We also have a lot of great pre-professional programs and also grad programs here at Belmont. So we have several 3+3, 4+1 programs that will take time off of your studying. We have over 160 different student organizations and clubs that our students can get involved in. So pretty much anything that you might be interested in, there's probably a club for it here. We also have lots of great opportunities to both study abroad and study away. So our students can go on a semester or go on a Maymester or summer trip. So we have lots of great opportunities for our students to study abroad and experience different cultures or a different part of the country. We also have lots of great support services for our students, including free tutoring. The next thing I want to share with you all is some of our top majors. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what some of those top majors are here at Belmont, here are the top 10 by size. So those top 3 are going to be music business, nursing, and audio engineering technology. So as Nashville's university, we want to reflect what's happening in the city, in the industry here on our campus, and that is definitely reflected in our top majors. The next thing that I want to share with you all is that we are a Christian university. And so if you are interested in growing and pursuing your faith during your time at college, we have so many ways that you can get involved. So lots of optional things that our students can get involved in. We welcome students of all faith backgrounds or no faith background. So our students do have 2 required religion courses that they take as part of their curriculum. The next thing that I want to talk about is what does it look like to apply? We are test optional for both 2021 and 2022. So you can choose whether or not you want to send in an ACT or SAT score to us. We'll need an application, an official high school transcript, school counselor letter of recommendation. And then if you do choose to send in those test scores, we'll need those sent to us officially. Our application goes live on August the 1st, and our priority deadline for top scholarship consideration is December 1st. When you apply to Belmont, you're automatically considered for any and all merit scholarships that you might be eligible for. So your application for admission also counts as your application for scholarship consideration. For need-based aid, we encourage our families to file the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. So that is how Belmont will assess any need-based aid. The last thing that I want to talk about is how to visit Belmont. So there's different ways coming to fair sessions like this. We are also doing in-person visits. So we have opportunities for our students to come and visit campus during a weekday visit, even several Saturdays as well. So we would love to have you come and visit, but we understand that not everyone is able to travel. So we also have lots of great virtual visits as well. We would love to welcome you all to campus, and please feel free to reach out to me if you ever have any questions about Belmont. But we so appreciate you all joining us this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Belmont. Up next is University of East London.
Thank you, Chris. Let me just share my screen. everyone. A big welcome and a big hello from London, England. It's a little bit later than it is on your end, so I hope you're having a good start to your early evening over there. I'm talking to you from across the pond in London, so it is much later here, but hello from London. So I am presenting for the University of East London. We are based in London, England. As you can see in the photo behind me, I'm not really in front of Big Ben, sadly, but I am talking to you from London, England. And so if you are considering something outside of America and maybe you want something quite different where you can possibly study abroad, travel the world, then this might be the thing for you. So I just wanted to start off with these two beautiful photos of London. For those of you who have been to London, maybe there are some people here who have been, you will know it's a really dynamic, vibrant city. It's one of those cities that you can never get bored, and it has so much to offer as well. So very similar to New York, it has fantastic transport, it has so many companies, so it's also great for career development. And yeah, it's a place where you can find everything on your doorstep. So a little bit about the University of East London. So London is a very big city and we're based in the east of London. And so we're right by the River Thames. And this is a photo of our campus. This is a bit of an aerial shot. So you will see that there's this big, large building here, and that's where most of our classes are held. We do have 3 campuses, but this is our main campus. And then you will see here we have these almost round buildings dotting the water, and that is our accommodation. So you do have a gorgeous riverfront view if you choose to stay on campus. Most notably, we're really proud of the fantastic transport in London, very similar to most of your major cities in the US. And you will see that we connect right next door to a transport stop. So if you want to visit all of London, you can visit and then you can arrive straight back onto campus through what we call the tube, which is, I guess, the equivalent to what you would call the subway. So a little bit more specifics about the University of East London. We started off as a polytechnic college back in the 1890s, and we mainly focused on hands-on practical subjects, so carpentry, and things like that. But now we have gained university status as of 1992. So we're in the bracket of modern universities in the UK. And we have a total student population of 17,000 students, with about 20% of our student body being international students. So we do have a lot of international students choosing to study with us. And because our time is short, I'll just kind of run through these very lightly. We do cover a lot of subjects. As you can see, we offer engineering, creative industries, School of Business, Law and Hospitality. We also offer education, health, sport and bioscience, and psychology. So we do have an array of programs that we offer across our 6 different schools. So in terms of what you would need to do to apply to us, our application is free. But you do, if you choose to apply via UCAS, which is our Common App equivalent, it would be $45 to $50 to apply. We only recommend doing that if you plan to apply to multiple UK schools. In terms of when you would receive a decision, it's a rolling admission, so you'd receive a decision within 2 to 4 weeks. And the deadline to apply for the September 2021 intake is the end of July. Similarly, if you want to apply for the September 2022 intake, again, it would be the end of July. So there is a much longer time to be able to apply than maybe it would be in the US. Most notably, the duration of our programs are 3 years. This is very typical in England, and this is because we don't do any general education in the English higher education system. So let's say you choose to study maths. You would only study maths. You wouldn't study English or sports or anything unrelated to your program of study. So it is very good for the student who knows what they want to study and wants to get on the career ladder quicker and graduate quicker. It's not as friendly to the student who doesn't know what they want to study. So that's something very unique about the English education system. In terms of tuition fees, it's $17,000, and that includes free textbooks, and these would come in an electronic form. And so in terms of entry requirements, we'd be looking at a 3.0 GPA, and that would be, we'd also need either a 1070 on the SAT, a 23 on the ACT, or 3 AP scores of 3 and above. You only need one of these along with your GPA, not all 3. So in terms of accommodation, as you can see here on the right is the US dorm, on the left is the UK dorm. It's very typical in England, you get your own room, and we go a step further, we give you your own bathroom and shower room. So you get your own space, and the great thing about that is you just get, you know, your own place to study and to chill out, and when you want to socialize, you can socialize, but you can socialize when you want to do so. Meal plans are not compulsory, and it's not compulsory to live on campus, so it's up to you. You can also live in the Greater London area. A little bit about sports. So I think it's worth mentioning we did host Team USA in the 2012 Olympics. Ooh, my time is up. So if you do like sports, it is a great university to join. So just to reiterate, you can apply via the Common App, our website, or UCAS. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you very much, University of East London. As we move on to the second half of our presentation, just a reminder to any of attendees who recently joined us, please feel free to ask questions any of the panelists utilizing the Q&A feature. But up next is Syracuse University.
Thanks, Chris. Hi, everyone. My name is Mike McGrath. I'm an assistant director at Syracuse University. That's not only the place I work, it's also where I graduated from many years ago. So happy to be talking to you about this fantastic institution located in the heart of New York State. Syracuse is home to 15,000 undergraduate students who are dedicated to making a difference in the world. Our students are focused on creating spaces, creating conversations that are looking to make a change. And that's something we're excited to have you be a part of at Syracuse. One thing to note is that orange is a pretty big deal. You're going to see that throughout this presentation. It is our official school color since 1890. And so that's something that is really more than just a color, it's a way of life. That sense of what it means to be orange is hopefully something you'll learn to discover at Syracuse. Those 15,000 undergraduate students are coming from all 50 states and over 170 countries worldwide. So we have students who are coming from Indiana. You'll have somebody you can talk about Menards with, you can play euchre with, but at the same time, you'll get to meet people who are from the suburbs of Boston, from the shores of California, and from major cities across the United States and the globe. I had roommates who are from Hong Kong and San Francisco. So you really will get to meet the world in this small corner of New York State. We are located in the center of the state. We are really centrally located in the Northeast, about 4.5 hours, from our major cities in New York, Boston, Toronto, Montreal. So you'll get the chance to explore these fantastic areas. We are a residential campus in an urban environment. The city of Syracuse has about 500,000 people living and working in that area. So you get the chance to meet some really fantastic people as well in the city. The heart of our campus is the College of Arts and Sciences and the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs. No matter your major, you'll be taking classes in a foundation of the liberal arts. But we do have 8 professional schools and colleges that you'll be able to take courses in that range from communications to architecture. We have musical theater, sport management, business, so many different opportunities for you to engage in. No matter your major, you can take classes in all of these schools or colleges. So if you're majoring in electrical engineering, but want to take courses in music, you can. You can even study across schools and colleges. So you could be a double major, maybe focusing in biology and illustration. You could have minors in other programs. So maybe you're doing a major in information management technology, but having a minor in public relations, really allowing you to craft a curriculum that's based off of your needs and interests. Maybe you don't know what it is you want to study. That's absolutely okay. We have undecided options in 6 of our schools and colleges, really allowing you to explore the academics available to you. But there is so much to explore. We have over 200 majors and over 100 minors, so a lot for you to engage with academically. And we don't want you just to be a student in the classroom. We really want you to be a student outside of the classroom as well. Syracuse is a top-ranked research university with many opportunities both on campus and off campus for you to engage with research. Undergraduate research really is a focus. We created a center a couple of years ago called The Source, which is focused on creating opportunities for undergraduate research and receiving funding to help our students progress in those areas. Our students have done research in Brazil, looking at the history of teatro cinema. They've gone to San Francisco and New York City to compare the ways in which Chinatowns have really developed in these major populations. They've done work with our professors like Robert Doyle, who is looking at insulin development in diabetes patients, things you can engage with in your first year at Syracuse. In addition to research, we have opportunities for you to begin your own business. Entrepreneurship is a big focus at the university. Along the way, you're going to have questions, really trying to figure out what is next, and our career counselors are there to help you. We have career counseling in each of those schools and colleges that are working with you. You're going to have different goals if you're going into business versus drama or engineering. So we have faculty and staff that are working with you along your 4 years at Syracuse that have helped our students find fantastic internships with companies like JP Morgan Chase, NBC Universal, SpaceX. We have students who have worked with the CDC. We actually had one student, Fanta, who was looking at the development of the Ebola virus during its height in 2014, and is now working with the New York State Department of Public Health and has helped lead the way in dealing with the coronavirus in our state. Maybe you're looking to study abroad like Fanta did. That's something that is really a big focus at the university, with over half of our students spending a semester abroad. We are ranked 7th in the nation and have over 100 years behind us. We have 5 centers worldwide in London, Florence, Italy, Strasbourg, France, Madrid, Spain, and Santiago, Chile, where you can spend a semester, a summer, 1 to 2 weeks, really making sure that you have a global experience as part of your education. Additionally, we have centers in Los Angeles, New York City, and Washington, DC, where you can spend a semester away, really taking in those cities and having internships related to your programs. It's not just being a student, though. We know you want to really enjoy life on campus. We have over 300 clubs and organizations for you to be involved with. Everything from the Daily Orange, which is the #1 college newspaper in the country. We have fantastic athletics. Maybe you're playing Division I basketball. Even if you're not, we have opportunities for you to play intramural and club sports. Maybe you want to start your own organization. You can. All it takes is you, a handful of friends, and a faculty advisor. Additionally, we have so many ways for you to be able to really engage with the student body, engage with opportunities like our Shine Student Center and our Barnes Center at the Arch, which is our health and wellness facility. As I wrap up, just a couple things to note, and I'll hit on this maybe later. We are test optional for fall 2022, and we are direct entry. So you're applying to a program and starting with that program in your first year, but you do have opportunities to change majors at later dates. Great to be able to give a rough overview, and I'm hoping to connect with you later. Contact information is on the screen.
Thank you very much, Syracuse. Up next is the University of Arizona.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Emily Martinez, and I am the regional recruiter with the University of Arizona. Again, thank you for joining me tonight. Oops, wrong button. Hang with me. There we go. All right. So just to tell you a little bit about the University of Arizona, we were founded in 1885, actually, when Arizona was still a territory. It wasn't even a state yet. Our main campus is located in Tucson, Arizona. We started off with 3 students and 1 building. Our campus has definitely grown. We now have a beautiful 1 square mile campus. Within that square mile, you'll have access to everything you need as a student, from 23 dorms, over 35 restaurants, a movie theater, 2 recreation centers, and a post office. Everything you need is just a quick walk away. We've gone from 3 students to now having about 35,000 undergraduate students. And if you add in our graduate students, another 10,000, just over 45,000 total students on our campus. We do have students coming from out of state. Over 40% of our students come from out of state. In fact, we have students coming from every single state in the US. So definitely a lot of students from the Midwest. Even though we are a larger university, we're still able to offer a very personal educational experience. Our average class sizes are between 20 and 29 students, and our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. And being a large university, there are tons of advantages. We have over 250 different program options. So we literally have just about any program to meet your educational needs. Some of our more popular programs include our nationally top 20 ranked public business college or our nationally recognized engineering programs with 15 different unique focuses. We're also very well known for our pre-health and medical science programs. University of Arizona has 2 medical schools, so access to a lot of really great resources. We're also very well known for our dance and fine arts programs, also nationally recognized programs. So we've got a lot of different opportunities across all disciplines. And being a large university, we offer big time opportunities for all students in all majors. We are a top tier world-class institution ranked in the top 1% of universities in the entire world. Arizona is a premier tier 1 research 1 institution and a renowned member of the prestigious Association of American Universities, also known as AAU. This is an exclusive title given to about 65 colleges and universities. So from Harvard to Yale to UC Berkeley and to the University of Arizona. It's a really great title to have, and it's because we focus on providing research opportunities for our students. We actually rank in the top 4% of all US universities in research and development expenditures. Not only do we have countless academic opportunities, we also have a very active student life. We have over 600 different student clubs and organizations to participate in, and they range from academic focus to special interests to student government and leadership to sorority and fraternity life to athletics and recreation and everything in between. I always have to point out Zona Zoo. It is my favorite student club. It is the official student section for Arizona Athletics. We are a D1 school, and our Zona Zoo has been ranked by ESPN as the biggest, loudest, and best student section in all of the Pac-12 conference. So go Cats. We also do offer on-campus housing for students. It's not a requirement for any student to live on campus, but it's definitely a great experience. We also don't have any housing restrictions for first-year students. If you choose to live on campus, you get to choose where. All 23 of our dorms house freshmen through seniors. And over 75% of our first-year students do choose to live on campus. So at the University of Arizona, we are dedicated to making sure that your experience is what you want. And Tucson is definitely a college town. It offers a great art scene, electric shops, coffee spots, restaurants, concerts, festivals, and so much more. Outdoor recreation is definitely a big thing. So hiking, biking, camping, climbing, all in tune to the Tucson culture. My favorite thing to point out, especially being from the Midwest, is the weather. Arizona has an average school time temperature of 83 degrees and over 300 days of sunshine. If you are interested in applying to Arizona, we're looking for some very specific information. We're looking to make sure that you have completed these 16 core courses by the time you graduate high school. We're also going to use these grades from these specific classes to calculate a core GPA, and that is a big part of the admission process at Arizona. This is specific to the state of Arizona, so all schools in Arizona have to follow this requirement. So it can be a bit confusing because it's not really a common practice, especially here in the Midwest. So if you have questions about this, I'd be happy to follow up with more information. We also do offer scholarships for our students. For out-of-state students, they range from $1,000 to $35,000 per year for a total of 4 years. They are based on core GPA. There is no separate application. You're automatically considered when you're reviewed for admission to the university. We are open to on-campus tours. We actually just started that. So if you haven't been to Arizona or if it's been a while, definitely come check us out. But if you're not able to make the trip, then check out all of our online virtual visit options. We offer virtual tour, academic program info sessions. You can hear from specific academic colleges, our honors college, or hear from our current students. Ask a Wildcat is always one that I want to highlight. Every Tuesday on our Instagram page, we have current students answering questions, just telling more about what it means to be a Wildcat. So if you'd like to gain some great insight, I invite you to check that out. And again, my name is Emily Martinez. Here is my contact information. I know I threw a lot of information at you rather quickly. So if you have any questions or need any additional information, please feel free to reach out to me. I will also drop my contact information in the chat. And thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you very much, University of Arizona. And our final presenter this evening is University of Colorado, Boulder.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather Moser, and I am an Assistant Director of Admission at CU Boulder within our Office of Admission. I am also regionally based. So I'm based in the Midwest. and I've spent a lot of time in Indiana, so I'm super familiar with your state. But we are CU Boulder. That's what I'm going to talk about today. We're located in Boulder, Colorado, which is right at the base of the Rocky Mountains. As you can see from this photo, we're about 30 minutes from Denver and then about 45 minutes from the Denver International Airport. We are a large public state institution with about 34,500 students enrolled, and then about 29,500 of those are going to be undergraduate students. We are considered to be the #1 college town in America. Really, this just means that there's a lot to do around the Boulder area, like Pearl Street Mall, for example, which has a lot of restaurants and shops, hiking and skiing, even less than 30 minutes away. We do have 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which really means that you have this opportunity to connect with your faculty during office hours or after class. In fact, 85% of our classes have fewer than 50 students, and 50% of our classes are 25 students or less. This is really cool because we are a large university. So the fact that you do have this opportunity to not only connect with your faculty, but engage with your peers is just a really great positive of our school. We certainly welcome innovation. We support this culture by really encouraging students to get involved with the programs that we have available. One that I like to highlight is our undergraduate research opportunities program, which can offer funding for students to do research on their own. So that's certainly something that's available to you. We also see many students finding cool opportunities, both on campus and around. As I've mentioned, we're located in a great city, but we're also considered to be one of the happiest in the nation, as well as one of the healthiest as well. And it's really not uncommon to see students outside enjoying that, and then also continuing to be very active. So let's talk a little bit about your academic experience. You have a lot of different majors, minors, concurrent degree programs, as well as certificate programs available to you. And we certainly welcome and encourage you to engage in cross-disciplinary study, which ultimately means finding an education experience that is best for you. So if you've got 2 different academic areas that you're interested in, want to connect to them, we certainly encourage you to do that, both by either adding on a minor or certificate program to your primary major or double majoring as well. You can see here are 7 distinct colleges, schools, and programs in which you can study in. I don't have time to go through all of them today, but within each of these programs are a lot of different majors that you can explore. So if it sparks your interest, definitely look a little bit deeper and see if there's something that is a good fit for you. I would say that some of the more popular programs or majors that we see are students interested in our aerospace engineering program, as well as our finance degree within the Leeds School of Business, and then of course, biology and environmental studies as well. We also have an undecided option for our first year students. So if you're a student who doesn't know exactly what you want to study, but you need just maybe a year or so to be able to figure that out, we provide this opportunity for you to explore a little bit more with really intentional academic advising, as well as programs in place for you to have some of that exploration. In terms of housing and dining, so we have a lot of different residential halls available to you in 3 different neighborhoods on campus. So you will have the opportunity to choose where you want to live once that time comes for enrollment into the university. But for us, we really want this to be more than a place where you just live and eat. The goal is to provide you with community and help support you to meet your academic goals and really thrive in a place that can hopefully start to feel a little bit like home. So it's all about creating that balance for you. There are 3 different kind of like housing options that you can explore. One is going to be a residential academic program, which is the opportunity for you to live with students in the same academic area as you and take classes in your residence hall, as well as provide study sessions and just that sense of community. We also have living and learning communities, which are going to be similar to residential academic programs, but instead of academic based, they're going to be more interest based. And then of course, the traditional residential experience, which is you, roommate, public bathroom, or potentially suite style living as well. So really, as I said, we want to emphasize that holistic approach to student wellness, and it really kind of starts here in that residential experience. I've, mentioned the fact that Boulder's a really great place to go to college. And so here's just some nice highlighted opportunities for you as a student. You've got skiing less than 30 minutes away, a really cool hiking trail about 2 miles up from campus. Our rec center is absolutely beautiful, has both an indoor and outdoor pool. Farron Field is a really sweet space for you to be able to hang out with friends. It's kind of like your front or backyard as a first year student. And then right here, it's not highlighted, but you can see our football field. It's right there. I guess I can't really circle it with my screen, but we are also Division I athletics and part of the Pac-12 conference. So I always like to mention that as well. And just like Arizona, we do also get 300 days of sunshine a year too. So that's a positive. I think it definitely makes a difference when you can get some vitamin D as well. There's a lot to do, as I've mentioned, both off campus and on campus. We really just want you to be able to make this experience your own and take advantage of the things that are available to you. So looking into whether it's studying abroad, being involved in entrepreneurship, research, or the arts, you will have something available to you as a student. One other thing I do want to highlight as well is just our volunteer resource center as well. Just a really great resource for you as a student. I will go ahead and pause there because I will have an opportunity to touch a little bit more on the application checklist in a bit. So thank you.
Thank you very much, CU Boulder, and thank you to all of our panelists for your great overviews. We do have some time remaining, so attendees, if you have any additional questions, please do feel free to send them through via the Q&A. But in the meantime, panelists, could I ask you to turn your videos back on? I know 6 minutes is not very long, so what is one thing you did not have time to present on that you'd like to quickly cover now? Favorite event or tradition, fun fact about your school, etc. And so we'll go in that same order, starting with Bellermine.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So one thing I didn't get to cover a little bit earlier is that we do have campus visits every day of the week, except for Sunday during the school year. And then over the summer, we'll be having campus visits every day of the week, minus the weekend. In addition to that, we are a test optional university permanently. But in addition to that, we have rich tradition here at Bellermine with a lot of events that students really get excited about every single year. From our week of homecoming events to late night bingo to our annual Halloween costume contest on the Belle of Louisville, which is this historic steamboat on the Ohio River, where students dress up and have a competition for who has the best and most creative costumes.
Great, thank you. Belmont?
So something that we are so excited about this fall, we are opening a new fabulous state-of-the-art performing arts center that will hold 1,700 people. So that brings our performance spaces on campus to 9 different really fabulous places. So I will drop a link so that you can see what that's going to look like, but there's going to be a 1,700 seat facility inside with several side buildings that could hold 900 people. So we could really have 3 performances happening at once. So we just finished the Best of the Best showcase. So we have a showcase series that happens in the spring that we have several different genres of music. And so our students fully put on the production. So students are doing the production, they're doing the sound, they're doing the lights, they're the artist managers. So we are so excited to have another beautiful location for our students to perform. So I'll drop a link so you all can see that.
Great, thank you. East London?
So a really exciting thing we have is if you join the University of East London, in our first week, we have something called the Freshers Fair. And there are so many clubs and societies that you can join on campus, which is super exciting. We have an array of sports that we offer. And if you are interested in sports, we do offer competitive sports scholarships. So if you are a really keen soccer player or basketball player, and you want to know more, I'll pop my email in the chat and do feel free to reach out.
Great, thank you. Syracuse?
So this year has really been a year of renovation and some new additions to our campus. 3 that I really just want to touch on quickly. We renovated our dome, which is the largest dome on a college campus. I'm excited to be able to open that back up once the season kicks off in the fall. We created a new space for health and wellness on campus, the Barn Center at the Arch. It is a one-stop shop that is combining recreation with mental health and healthcare and counseling all in the same space, so that students can be met at every single step of their healthcare journey. And our Shine Student Center was recently renovated with a focus on intersectionality. So all of our cultural centers are in one space, as we know that students identify with different ways and really want to create conversations across those groups. So really excited for all of the change that's happened on our campus.
Great, thank you. Arizona?
Awesome, thank you. So I have 2 points and they're completely random. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the University of Arizona is going to be test optional for the current application cycle as well as the next fall 2022 application cycle. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that I wanted to point out that we're very excited about is that we are actually launching our esports program. So we in the state of Arizona are the first public university to offer esports, which is a competitive video gaming opportunity for students. So we will compete nationwide and we are part of the Pac-12 conference. So really great opportunities for students interested in the video gaming realm.
Great, thank you. And CU Boulder.
Awesome, thank you. So one thing, I guess I have 2 things I want to mention. One is going to be our application deadlines. I did not get to that slide, but our first one is going to be November 15th for early action. And then our regular decision is January 15th. Either are a great option, and certainly, we see students apply in either. And then the second thing is just regarding test optional. So at this point, we unfortunately don't quite know whether or not we're going to be able to be test optional for next year. We have to wait for the regents in Colorado to vote on it, which usually happens in the summer. All of the public universities in Colorado are in the same boat as us. We're super hopeful, but we'll know more in the summer. So definitely check back or reach out to me if you have more questions on that. But thank you.
Great, thank you. We want to thank again all of our panelists for joining us, taking time to present about your schools. And certainly we want to thank all of our attendees for joining us today. Just a few quick housekeeping items before we close out this session. When you do close your window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask you to take a minute to complete. Again, there are 2 other blocks of sessions today, so please do feel free to sign up for those if you haven't done so. And about 1 week from today, a recording of the session will be available on that same registration website. But thank you again to everybody, and students, good luck in your college search. Have a great evening.
Thank you.